So many people who invest in direct equities have no clue how much money they can lose in equities. So with every equity investment that you make an assumption that it can go to zero, and then very quickly build a moat around it, so and making sure that you know that you will get out much before it goes to zero. I mean, Suzlon has gone to zero from 100, at least 105 is something which I saw. I do not know whether it reached a higher price. Now it is 4 rupees or 5 rupees. Arcom was 800, gone to 1 rupee. 1 rupee is zero, right, for all practical purposes. However, all this happens because just too many people have no rules, no limits, and have no clue as to how to invest in equities. These people can lose their shirt and pants and whatever, and I think they completely deserve it. And I wrote about this in 2012 in Yahoo Finance, and I'll give you a link to it. Let us say you're a well qualified boy or a girl, and you wish to invest in equities. So, well, if you would choose a mutual fund, there are enough mutual funds. You want to be even less involved, you can choose an index fund. You don't need any advisor to do that. Now come on, let us assume certain things. Let us assume that you are 35 years of age, you want to create a portfolio. You are a woman earning 8 lakhs and you are not the primary provider in your house, which means you are married to a person, you're married to a man who is the primary provider, who is also investing his money, and the two of you have decided that your money that is available will go just for building wealth and creating wealth for your retirement or whatever purpose you have in life. So there's no gender to it, but just saying that this 8 lakhs is money meant only for investing, which means it can take a fluctuation. I'm not saying she can afford to lose it, of course she can't, but if it falls and it stays lower for a long period of time, it will not shake her faith in the equity markets. So let us look at some rules to make. You have 10 lakhs to invest, and you have decided to put 8 lakhs in equity. That's the starting point. So rule number 1, not more than 80% of the secondary earners portfolio will be in equities, right? So about, if she's earning 10 lakhs, let us assume for a minute that she's earning 10 lakhs, so she's going to put 8 lakhs, not more than that, and 2 lakhs will go into building a safety net for her, right? For whatever reasons, in case the market does better, she does badly, she can take some money from the 2 lakhs, because the 2 lakhs over 5 years will be 10 lakhs and lying somewhere in a liquid fund. Rule number 2, not more than 5% will be invested in one company. Now many people, let me repeat, not more than 5% in one company. Now many people will tell you this is bad sizing, because actually you should be putting 20% in one company and watching it grow. Yes, correct, perfect for a person who is a good investor and a person who has learned investing. Yes, for a person who has not yet learned investing, 5% is a very good place to start. She may allow this money to become 8%, 10%, 20%, that's a different thing. At that time she may not reshuffle if the company is good, but even there she has to have some rules saying, I will not let this go beyond 8% or 10% or 15%, because I don't want to concentrate a portfolio. Now, which means when a company does very well, she will be selling it regularly. That makes sense, makes a lot of sense for a portfolio to be managed. Though of course at that stage she and her husband can decide and say, okay, this share is doing very well, it is growing very fast to be 20% of my portfolio. So maybe the husband also can buy some shares and reduce the risk in her portfolio, but overall still keep it within the family. But this has to be an exceptional case. You cannot let one share be 65% of your portfolio and say, oh, I think I like it a lot. There has to be very, very solid justification, because this kind of concentration can lead to a problem later on, and you are not the owner, right? So an Azim Premji or a Ratan Tata or a Narayan Murthy will have a concentrated portfolio. Doesn't mean you and I can have a concentrated portfolio. Simply we do not know enough about that company. Industry diversification. So she will put money in all the industries that are represented in the Bombay Stock Exchange or the BSE. So that means there will be technology, there will be pharma, there will be finance, there will be FMCG, there will be banking, I mean finance including banking. So in banking she will be represented by, she will have banks, she will have NBFC, she will have maybe a stock exchange once it's listed, an insurance company, a mutual fund, a brokerage company. Right now there's no separate listed brokerage company, but could be Zerodha for all you know. Right, because the big brokers like Kotak or Indian Line or IIFL, they're all hiding under some other business, so it's not a pure listed play except ICICI Securities. So ICICI Securities, if you think is overpriced, maybe you should wait, or a little bit of so all these combinations, some of these shares you will buy. This is how you will build a portfolio. You will not buy some ad hoc things, one sugar, one commodity, one fertilizer, one banking, and call it your portfolio. That's not your portfolio. Portfolio is when you sit with the Bombay Stock Exchange or the Nifty and identify all the industries and make sure you're representing all those industries. If not everything, at least 80% of the value. You cannot put all your money in JSW and say, oh, I think the metal turnaround is happening, or put all your money in Vedanta and find that he has done a buyback and the company is delisted. You will not do that. You will put a little money in the metals, you will put a little money in chemical, you will represent that. I am talking only to serious players in equity, and therefore this rule. I will keep a 25% trailing loss in my equity portfolio for investment. Please understand, for investment I go and buy a share with 100 rupees. It falls to 90 and I keep doing research and finding out I'm still comfortable with that. But at 75 the market is telling you, idiot, that's it. You have to get out simply because you have a rule which says 25% loss is what you will take. Even though you were sure it's a good buy at 100, you are ignoring the market telling you this is not a good buy at 100, it is maybe a good buy at 75. At 75 you exit, that's it. Because you can lose only 25% of one share as your loss limit that you have kept. So don't fool yourself into believing that I know something more than what the market does. There are enough idiots who will foolishly keep on buying a stock right through its falling. Right, you could have bought Silver Line from 1,300 to 6. You could have bought Arcom from 800 to 1. You could have bought Vodafone from 200 to 3. Right, don't be foolish. Yes, good company, great company, MNC, Birla is a partner, but the market tells you something that you have got to listen. 25% per share, whichever share it is. It doesn't matter whether it is a Tata Group or a Birla Group. 25% when there is a loss, I will sell, and it's a trailing loss. So when you buy a share for 200, it has gone to 800, then your loss will be 600 rupees will be your stop loss. At a 20% fall, the market is trying to tell you something, because you and I can't understand what the management talks in a call, right? So there is some signal which the market is sending. Please pick up that signal, don't ignore it, right? I will review my portfolio on a quarterly basis to see what is happening. It doesn't mean I will reshuffle. Once in a while, if I can find a good friend, I will send it to him or her and have it reviewed. That makes sense. If you can find friends who can do equity portfolio review, that is great. It's not so easy to find such people. And then with all these rules, what is the maximum that you can lose per share? Okay, 8 lakhs is the, let us do the math. 8 lakhs is the total investment that she has made. 40,000 is the maximum exposure to one stock because it's 5%. Now 25% is the trailing loss. So which means how much can she lose? She can lose 10,000 rupees. On her liquid net worth of 10 lakhs, 10,000 rupees is just 1%. If you can't even take that loss, then you shouldn't be in this business. Then slowly afterwards what happens is you will change the rules. From 5% you will go to 15% and say, okay, 15% is the maximum that I will hold. What happens is when this 10 lakh base becomes 20 lakhs, 50 lakhs, 1 crore, whatever, then you make fresh rules and you say how I will have 10% of my portfolio or 25% of my portfolio in one share. I will, because wealth is created by concentration, not by diversification. But however, you have to first build a portfolio, then decide on what to concentrate. You cannot build a concentrated portfolio. Thank you. As long as you can understand this, great. Thank you very much.